Good morning, everyone. How's it going? How's it going? Let's see here. Let's wait a couple minutes here until we get some people in and we'll start because I don't want to repeat myself, but there's some pretty good setups that are forming for today's session. So hopefully we're going to be able to catch some of the moves today. How you guys doing? How was yesterday's trading session treated you? Morning, Sean. Morning, Shirag. Is the volume on my mic okay, or is it because someone made a comment that it's pretty low. Let me know. I'm feeling better. Just stuffy nose. Sounds good. Sounds good. Fine for you. Good stuff. All right. So let's start with the economic calendar here for today, so we know what's going on. Tuesday, we have Chicago PMI coming out at 9:45 a.m. Eastern time, and then CB Consumer Confidence at 10 a.m. along with JOLTS jobs opening. So nothing significant for today's session. We do have some important data coming out tomorrow, and we have some Fed speakers. So I think that's going to be an eventful day. In the chart, let's just do a little bit of a recap here, right? So, I mean, this trade, I was reviewing it in yesterday's session, right? And it's also the month and quarter. Thanks, Rog. Yes. So do expect some volatility, but in yesterday's session, let's look at the 30-minute time frame. We talked about, if you looked at yesterday's pre-market plan, right? This was our area of interest here, right? This 7410, 7420. Looking back at it, and I was actually rewatching our stream. We should have taken this trade after we reclaimed that 7420, 7430. I think there was a trap seller there that came through. That should have been our entry, but again, we missed it. And then the pivot that we wanted to see reclaimed was the 7450 to 7460, which is this pivot zone, right? This was Thursday's high, Friday's high, and that's where you actually kind of got a little bit of a push and bounce. And now, right, we're back inside the supply zone, right? That 7490, 7500, and we were looking for that continuation breakout above 7500, but we were getting a lot of rejections there. So if you look at the smaller time frame, right, on the 5-minute, let's look at it on just the yesterday session, right? That happened during the 350 market on close transactions, right? So we got a little bit of a peak through above 7500 and got rejected. And even in the overnight session, lots of rejections there at that 7500. And then during pre-market, right, you kind of broke out above it and right below that 7500. So very key for today is going to be the 7490 to 7500. Let's see how price react in this zone, right? Are we gonna find acceptance, right? Are we gonna see this break, retest for that next leg up, or are we gonna see some rejections here? A look above and fail, right? Where we kind of look above the 7500, we trade back below 7490, and that starts to act as a resistance for that, for that downside back inside the range again. So keep an eye on this one, right? Again, key areas so you guys know what I'm looking at when the market opens, right? 7490, 7500. Are we going to find acceptance, or are we going to get some rejections here? The key, another key area or another pivot area that I'm going to be looking for if the market or if price starts to kind of, trades lower, is going to be this 75.60 to 75.50 level, right? This was your last week's, Thursday, Friday resistance, right? If price starts to kind of retrace this move, keep an eye on that 7450, 7460. That's going to be my bounce area there. All right. But I think that's it, right? If we do start to kind of find acceptance above the 7500, I mean my final target is going to be the 7528 to 7533. That's going to be kind of like your fill the gap on this low volume area here that was created back on Monday. All right, so that's going to be the plan for ES. For the Nasdaq, let's pull this up. This is looking much clearer, and I think I'm going to look to trade this. All right, just based on candlestick formation, right? Just pure candlestick and seeing the price action, seeing the structure. What are we seeing here? Keep an eye on this 29,900, right? You see, whenever price gets there, we find some resistance, right? When price is below. And then once you got above it, you found support. Once you traded back below it again, you found resistance, right? So this is kind of a key area where price is respecting the level whenever we're trading above or below. Now, what are we seeing, right? In the overnight session, we got a little bit of a test there. You got to bounce. So keep an eye here, right? As long as price is supported above this 29,900, right? There's no reason for us to be bearish, right? As long as we're supported here, we're looking for a higher low to be formed, right? For us to play the continuation to the upside. We are finding resistance here now, right? Inside the supply around 3,200. As you can see here, rejections and then rejection during the pre-market or in the overnight session. So you're inside this zone now, right? Let's see if we can turn this previous resistance area into support. If we start to fail, if we start breaking below that 29,900, then we'll probably come revisit this 29,700 and then into this 29,600. Okay, so keep an eye here on NASDAQ. I'm going to be using it to kind of use as my confirmation to enter ES, or actually I'll look to play NASDAQ today. I'm typically sizing no more than 3 contracts, micros on NASDAQ. I usually start with 1 and then build my position into like maybe 2 to 3. Depends on the setup. But this will be an A+ setup for me at that 29,900 if we do find support there. Sounds good. Any questions? I know that was a pretty quick pre-market plan. I mean, it's the same level that we've been watching the last couple days, right? We're finally breaking out of that range. So, hopefully we get some continuation here to the upside. I think that's the easier trade to have rather than trying to, short this breakout of the range. If you were to add daily volume profiles on NASDAQ, how would you? So I don't do it until market open. So my daily session is RTH, right? It's going to be from 9:30 to market close. I don't mark the pre-market. I don't mark the overnight sessions. I don't really put a lot of emphasis on that since it's like overnight is usually low volume, right? There's not really a lot of participant in the overnight session. I mean, despite the move, right? You get this move up and down, but the volume is pretty low during that session. So I don't. To me, it's useless to find low volume nodes or high volume, high volume nodes or point of control on those in that session. But you'll see me plot the session profile, the volume profile once the first 5 minute candle forms. Any other questions? We have about 4 minutes left until the market opens, so get those questions in before we start. Good morning, guys. So my bias for today is the continuation to the upside, right? Unless we start breaking below that 7490. If we start breaking below that 7490, then I might look for a potential scalp to target this pivot zone here. And before we start, can you please, everyone, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't done so already. Let's get to 20 likes for this session. Get it to 20 likes and we'll do another stream tomorrow. So I think that's gonna be our daily goal, right? If we get 20 likes, we'll do another stream. Starting to enjoy this live stream, to be honest. I just need to kind of adjust when I'm looking at this, when I'm seeing the setup, to just act upon it and not talk about it a lot. It kind of stops me from kind of taking the trade. But let's get the likes up. We have about 17 people here. Hit the like button. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Face reveal one. 5,000 subscribers. 5,000 subscribers, and if we get 200 concurrent viewers, 100% I'll do face reveal. We'll do a live cam. Chirag says, let's do something more inclusive where we can be live too. Zoom preferably. Maybe that's something we can do in the future. I don't know yet. I'm trying to balance my schedule here. Because I'm gonna be out again. I'm gonna be out next week. I'm going on vacation for a week. So just want to let you guys know, give you guys a heads up. I'm gonna be gone from Saturday through next Friday. Not this Friday, next Friday. So I'll be back. What's that date? I'll be back the 13th. We're gonna kill it. All right, guys. Market open. Good luck. Good luck. No, not from Miami. I'm in the East Coast. I'm in a DMV area, but I am going to I'm going to Florida again for vacation. All right, here we go, guys. Focus up. Focus up. Nasdaq pretty strong right out the gate here. Keep an eye, again, keep an eye on the 7,500 to 7,490, right? This is the area where we're interested to play the upside here. Remember, this supply was last week's resistance zone. So keep an eye on that. Hey, Cynthia. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Big buyer there, 150 lots at 7,499. Overnight low at 7,481, 75. Let's change this color here to blue now. Another big size order there that came through, 154 lots. Just a reminder, we have minor data coming out at 9:45 and 10 o'clock. So if you guys are looking to trade in the first 15 minutes or 30 minutes of market open, be mindful of those data that's coming out. Nasdaq very, very strong. That's just a divergence, right, Proth? And um, to be honest, on a bigger time frame, Nasdaq is lagging, right? On a bigger time frame, you're still trading below Thursday or Friday's high of last week on Nasdaq, while ES, you're very well much above it, right? So on an intraday perspective, yes, ES is kind of lagging, but on a weekly range, you're Nasdaq is actually need to catch up, which is what it's doing right now. Remember, when you're doing your analysis, always um, look at the bigger picture before getting into the micro side of things. Price is supporting this level, right? We're seeing these big trades. Again, I'm not really putting a lot of emphasis on the trades that are these big trades that are happening right now in market open, just due to the fact that it's the first 5 minutes of market open. I'd like price to kind of settle down and then um, see a bigger move before getting into it. But currently, right, we're supporting the 7490 to 7500. We're getting a little bit of a retest there, and you're kind of supporting that level there. So let's see. Are we going to push away to the outside of this zone? And if we do, let's see a pullback, right? Let's see a pullback where it creates a higher low, and that could be our entry. Also, let me know if you guys need have any I'm not gonna say complaints, but anything that you guys want me to kind of change, or if the volume's too low, if the music's too high, if the area on the chart you want to see more, just let me know. Feedback is welcome. Cool, thanks. Someone actually made me a thumbnail. I don't know if he's here, but it's pretty sick. Kind of like, I don't know if you guys saw that. Here, I'll pull it up real quick. It's pretty sick. Roshan, yeah, there you go. That's the guy. Thanks, Roshan. How do you guys like that? It's pretty neat, right? I think I'm gonna start using this. It's a good bounce so far. So we are finding support at that 7,500, right? Where those big trades are coming at, came at as well. So that's good piece of information that we're seeing. Also, Nasdaq is bouncing off of that low volume node that was created today, but you are rejecting that 30 3200 supply zone. Morning, Kevin. I'm not seeing anything yet. I need to see something that's kind of, like jumping at me that, hey, buyers are present here. Like they're aggressive. Right now it's just we're still within the overnight range, right? You're still inside this range here. So I'm not we got one piece of information that 7490 and 7500 is being supported here currently, but what is the price doing? We're not doing anything. Like we're just consolidating here. I need to see something. I need to see a move up or move down. In this case, I want to see this kind of push up, right? Maybe test the overnight high and then rejects there and then come down and then forms some sort of a demand, or see trapped sellers, or seeing sellers becoming trapped. That's what I want to see for me to be bullish or for me to enter a trade. Another reminder, 9:45 we have data coming out, which is less than 2 minutes, and then we have another one at 10 o'clock. Just minor data coming out. There's about 128 lots of liquidity at 7415. That's where we might kind of gravitate towards, right? 7415 right here. So liquidity there. About 129 lots, and then there's another one at 7424. Not big, but that's what I'm seeing on heat map currently. Those are your data from news. Forex Factory, right here. So we have on Chicago PMI coming out at 9:45, and then CB consumer confidence and JOLT jobs openings at 10 a.m. Would encourage you guys to come in and join the stream at 9:15, because that's when we go over the levels that we have here and what we're looking for. It is, in my opinion, is pretty important, because there are trades that I'm gonna miss, that I'm gonna talk about here, right? That you guys can take action on based on the information that's given to you guys. All right, 9:45. 15-minute orb is now formed. Nasdaq is looking really strong here. I don't like how we're struggling here. One thing to note though, right? You see this large negative delta here at 758 at 7504. So that means at this level, right, there are sellers present, and yet price is having a hard time to break below. So you can mark that area that's also around your prior high, right? You can mark that area for a potential long entry as long as price is supported here. If you're looking for a quick scalp, for me, that's also where your VWAP is. Your VWAP is right around that 7503, right? So you have two confluences. You have seller's absorption at that 7504 based on this negative delta, right? And also that's where your VWAP is. Is it an actionable trade for me? Not yet. Not yet. Hey Nathan, good morning. What's going on, Abadi? A great trading style. How can I do the same? Uh, go check my X account. There's a lot of trade recaps that I posted there, and join the live streams. You can ask questions here. We can look at setups together and what I'm looking for in real time while the market is moving. I think this is the best education you can have, is watching it real time. Feeling better, Nathan. Thanks. Just a little stuffy still, but feeling good. Just nothing currently. But here on the heat map, check this out, guys. There's a 320 lots at 7510, and then there's also 300 lots at 7496 liquidity. Right? There's liquidity above and below. I don't know what's going on here. Let's see. I don't know if they're spoofing it, or let's see if they get filled, and let's see if they're, we can get some reaction there. But currently there's liquidity above and below at 7496 and then 7510. I don't know if this is going to be the type of price action we're going to have today, where we're just going to either grind higher slowly, or are we just going to consolidate here? It is ooh, and there you go. Holy crap. Those orders just got filled. I don't know if that's news related, but 1,000 lots at 75.11. Remember, that's being aggregated, right? So that's not 1,000 lots in that one particular level. It's sporadic just because of the way that it moved. All right, we're kind of leaving a low volume node here now, right? So that's going to be an important level for me, right? This level here. So keep an eye. I'd like to see a push up overnight high, maybe test the 7428 to 7532, right? And if this comes up here and tests this level, I'm interested. I don't know if that's news. It's is there any news? There's no news currently. I don't see anything. Right, yeah. For me it's important. I mean, let's just I'm not looking at a trade right now currently, so it's between our zones, but here's an example of it working out, right? Look at my chart. This value area low here was last week's value area low, right? This level here, and look where we bounced yesterday. You can watch it during the live stream too in yesterday's session where we saw big trades coming through this tape. Like right exactly at that level. So it is important. That's kind of like it's kind of an area of interest where price can potentially, bounce or reject from that level. So currently, guys, here's the price action currently. Let's do a little bit of a summary here, right? So first thing we saw was that 7504, right? That's where we saw those sellers absorption, meaning that sellers tried to push price lower based on this negative delta imbalance, and yet price couldn't make low, right? We indicated that, hey, there might be trap sellers here, right? And I wasn't really interested in taking the trade since it was right around that 945. Then we get that push up, right? And then we're leaving a low volume node. Now we have trap sellers, we have buying participant, followed by buying participant, right? For me, this could be an actionable trade. Where on the chart, right? Where on the chart am I interested in taking a trade? It's going to be either this 75.10 to 75.15, or I wouldn't want it to get below the 75.05 though, right? This area here. So this is going to be my area here now, this low volume node here. 75, let's call it 75.10 to 75.15. This is where I'm looking for a potential, retracement into the zone where buyers are active, right, and interested to push the price higher. Now my stop loss for this one is it's probably going to be below 75.05, right? So position size accordingly. And I'm looking to target 7528 to 7532. Hopefully we don't touch the 7528, 7532 yet. I would like to see some rejections around like right below it for me to be interested. All right, so you guys know my plan. All right, you guys know. You kind of just, I kind of walk you through how I process my trade before I enter the trade, right? I look at the market context, I look at the area of interest, I look at how price is moving around that area, and the next thing is just execution, right? Look for confirmation, look for, buyers at that zone, and then we'll execute the trade. Context, location, confirmation, entry. Those are the four things that you need to, kind of like check the box before entering a trade. Again, let me say it again. It's context, right? What is the market structure? Location, your area of interest. Confirmation, right? Are there aggressive buyers, aggressive sellers? And then entry. Wait, why did that trade just execute? I didn't press anything. What the heck? What was that? Oh, I had a limit order there. That's stupid. There's the 7528 test. And you're kind of getting a little bit of rejection there. There's a 500 lot buy order sitting at 7514. Here's the heat map. 500 lots sitting at 7514. Interesting. Ten o'clock. It's another minor data coming out. Seven five one four. It's right here. Look at the screen, Pra. Right here. 7514. 500 lots. I want to see if that's going to get filled. Let's actually watch it right now. See what happens. See if that gets filled. Or are they going to spoof it? They spoofed it. You see how they removed it? They remove the order before price can even get there. So that's called spoofing. What point would you look for a reversal trade, or would you not at all? Well, the reversal trade would be in the supply, right? Inside this level here. This is why I marked the areas, right? This red means supply zone, blue means demand zone, areas of interest, yeah, or market structure demand. So if I was looking to short, right, I would look for um, bearish price action in this level. And a confirmation for this price to break lower is probably going to be below 7,500 to 7,490. They're back again, guys. They're playing games. Here's another spoof. Look, now it's 700 lots right here at 7515. They moved their order from 741514 to 7515, and now it's bigger, right? 700 instead of I think that was 500 we saw on 7514. So let's see again if they're gonna try to just spoof that order again. Tell me about it, Xenos. Tell me about it. We are just a pawn in this game. Now there's another 500 lots, 560 lots sitting at 7535. So above where price is currently. If I'm looking to scalp this trade, guys, right? If I play short, I'm just looking for a scalp. It might be a quick scalp. I'm really looking to target 7510 to 7515. Okay? So that is my bearish thesis. My bullish thesis is if we can test the 7510 to 7515 and we find buyers here. My bearish thesis is I want to see some rejections here. I want to see sellers stepping in. I want to see buying participant, right, for me to play the short. But again, I am looking to scalp the short since we're going against the trend. I do not like going against the trend, but if I do play it, a trend reversal, I am scalping. Yep, they removed 75. No, they removed it and they put it back again. Proth. Platform is Motive Wave, but I don't typically check my X message. If you DM'd me, I probably didn't see it yet. But if you're looking for settings, I mean, you can just look it up, right? There's a lot of videos on YouTube how to set up your Motive Wave. Watching 7530, right? 7528 to 7530 here. If I see some rejections at that level, and if I see some selling participant, I'm gonna look to enter the short trade. First targeting 7517 with a final target at 7515 to 7510. That's my plan. So currently waiting. Let's see what the retracement is from today. 7514 is the 50 fib. 618 is 7509. There's an aggressive seller there. I might join this guy. There's an aggressive seller there at 7522. I want to see if we can get some follow throughs here. Dang it. The only reason why I hesitated is because my stop loss has got to be 7528 to 7530, and that's pretty wide. And this is what I mean when I saw aggressive sellers here, guys. Right? So right here, 116. Sellers, and then when we got this pop, right, sellers started stepping in, and then you followed another seller there at 7520. But I think I'd like to see, now we're pushing up. I'd like to see that 7528, 7530. I think that's a better probability there. On the risk to reward perspective, right? Because you're seeing these buyers here, right? You're seeing the buyers here at right inside this level right here. They're struggling, right? I think this could be a trap here. You can also see this on the footprint. So if you look at the footprint here, You see these aggressive buyers here at 7530 to 7531 area. I want to see if we can retest this zone and then seller steps in. All right, so let's look for this area here. For a potential short. I would like to see one more strong pop here. How are you guys doing? Are you guys in a trade? Are you guys watching just like me? Or did you guys any take trades yet? I see Shirag took already a short. Flat. Short at 7526. Waiting on hands. No trades for me. Still waiting. Oh yeah, where are we in the likes? If we get, let's see, 13. If we get 20 likes, we'll stream again tomorrow. We got about 31, 32 people watching. Let's get to 20 likes, guys. All right, focus up, everyone. Focus up. I'm looking for a short trade here. Again, my stop loss will be around 7528 to 7530 if I take this short. I've already mentioned why I'm looking for a short and what my analysis is. If you guys don't agree, you guys don't have to take the trade with me. But that's what I'm saying. The only way I'm going to be bullish here is if we can come down to 7510 to 7515. That is the only way. If we break above this, so be it. I'll look for another, setup. Smash that like button. I do want to partner. So in the future, I do want to partner with one of these prop firms, so that I can give you guys some free account, kind of do a giveaway. But I just I don't know if I want to do that. I mean, I do want to do that, but I don't know if I want to go that route or just buy it myself and do a giveaway for you guys. What's everyone? What prop firm are you guys using, by the way? Let me know in the chat. Lucid, Lucid. Well, everyone loves Lucid, huh? I'm gonna try this short here, guys. I'm in at 7521. I'm gonna put my stop loss at 7528. I'm looking to target 7515 to 7510. I might look to re-enter if we do get stopped out here at 7528. And I'm starting to see some sellers stepping in, and now we're getting a little bit of a pop here. Confirmation for a breakdown will be below 7517. I don't want to add into this position, but we'll see. We'll see. I might add one more contract. I think I'm going to move my stop loss to 7530. I think that's reasonable. I'm going to have my stop loss at 7530. So risking about 9 points to make about 10 points, right? 10, 11 points. So a 1-to-1 for this trade. Need to see NASDAQ below 3315. That's going to be a good indication as well. I don't like this consolidation here. I don't like this consolidation here. gonna add one more contract here, guys. So I have 3 micros now. Risk is still the same, right? Stop loss is still rated at 7530. We might get stopped out here. Watching this 7528. Got stopped out. I'm still looking for a re-entry. Looking for one more re-entry here on a short. Here, the reason for that trade, let's just look it up here. The reason for the trade is, right, sellers started stepping in here, right? These red bubbles or pink bubbles, right? These are orders hitting the bid. Sellers, every time you pop, right, buyers, sellers start stepping in. And in this case, right, sellers, and then there was this large buyer, 115 lots. As soon as you get a pop, you got rejected. That was my entry. I got filled right at this level, 7521. And then we kind of found support and it pushed up. And then my re-entry was this guy right here, right, at that same level, right. At this moment, it was looking like it wanted to, push down, and then you got another push up. Still looking for an entry here. Still looking for an entry here. Now we're seeing these aggressive buyers here, right? I want to see if they can get trapped. I just can't get long at this level. Nasdaq continuing to make higher highs, while ES struggling here and somewhat forming a double top. We have 5 minutes left until the IB is formed. I don't think so. Do we? Should be the same as yesterday. I don't think I've changed anything. Is that little J? What's going on, brother? We're just gonna slowly grind here. Less than 3 minutes until the initial balance is formed. I don't know if I'm interested in shorting here now, guys. And I can't really long at this level now. NASDAQ continues to look strong here. Yeah, that's why, Nathan. That's why I don't know. Like yes, yeah, you're getting these positive delta here, right? Getting buyers, but we're not really. I don't know. I think this still has fuel to the upside. I need to see something to really pop up here. I mean, as we're making high, this just tells me that we're finding acceptance, right? It's not like when we see trap participants, we typically see price push up, right, and then you get a little bit of a push down, and then price push up again, then you get a little bit of retracement. Price push up, you get a retracement. That to me is buyer's absorption, right? Whereas in this case, we were pushing up, but we weren't really pulling back, right? We were just consolidating there. It's like accepting price. So for me, that's a bullish indication. Whereas where we got short, I don't know if you guys noticed it, but 7524, 7525, we were getting a lot of large delta there where price was actually rejecting, right? That's why I took that initial short, which failed, right? So now where is our next level for ES? So let's look at it on the bigger time frame. Let's look at the 30-minute. Right? You're So we're pushing back above that level, and guess what? We're entering another consolidation zone. Right? Right at this zone here. Right at this level. Which is nuts. Price continuing to make new high. I just can't be bullish here. I was looking for an entry right inside this level, but I mean, you did get that wick, but that's it. We didn't really get an opportunity there. Now, are you willing to follow to get into a trade on, where would we want to look for pullbacks? I mean, there's a low volume node here at 7528 to 7530. That's where we actually saw those initial buyers becoming trapped, right? That could be a potential level for a scalp long, but I just can't long at this level. NQ up almost 4% since yesterday's bottom. Yeah, it's nuts. Seven five four four 25. I don't really have any levels here. I mean, the next level I have is the FOMC supply, which is right around 7570 to 7580. This setup might present itself later this afternoon. All right. So not be mindful, but keep an eye on the 7510 to 7515. Let's make it 7515. Right. That is your low volume node. This is where you got your initial push up. Right. So let's see if we can get we can get some pullbacks later this afternoon. This is where I'll look for a trade for a long entry. And I'll probably target the orb high, which is 753350. So around 7528 to 7533. Yep. End of the month and quarter end. So it's a double whammy. And plus Friday's half a day. All right, your IB is formed. All right, heat map, guys. There's about 100 lots, 50 lots, 74 lots right at the top of this, right around 7540. And we're getting a sell limit order there at 7540 as well. So keeping an eye on this one. This might be another. This is going to be my last attempt to play the short here. Okay. So this is the next setup that I'm looking at. Again, looking for a quick scalp and probably going to target 7528 to 7530 first. We're getting some sellers stepped in there now. So this is the next setup I'm looking at. Awesome. Thanks, guys. I have a rule. I have a 3 losing trade rule. If I lose 3 trades in one day, I'm locking out my accounts. Yes, sir. We're getting a stream tomorrow. If we get 20 likes. We got it. We're doing it again. So you're seeing this 662 lots right here, delta imbalance. See what happens here. If I take this trade, my stop loss is going to be high a day, 7541.75. I'll put it a little above it, 7542. I'm going to take it, guys. Stop loss is 7542. I'm in a short, looking to target. I want to see how price react at this 7528 to 7530. If we break that level, I'll look to hold it and looking to target 7517. We need to see if we get to that 7530, 7528, we need to see acceleration, right? We need to see sellers really, becoming active. Because this is your potential bounce area. 7528, 7530. Up about 4 points here. Some aggressive selling coming in, but we don't want them to get trapped. We want these aggressive sellers to make new low. As you can see, right? Now they're pushing it up. Still in the short, keeping an eye. We're just not getting any follow-throughs. That's a good rejection on that big trade right there. Now we just really need to get, accelerate right off of this 7530 to 7528. If we can get some acceleration here, would really like it for more downside. Right, that's your low volume node as well. Up about 4 points again here. Here's the push down. The 7530. Remember, guys, the 7530 needs to break. If it doesn't break, we might bounce here, and we might make a new high. This is where bears need to really accelerate. Need to step on the gas. So if you guys are in the trade, make sure you guys are either managing it and understanding that this is the area where you could bounce. I am comfortable with my risk, so I'm going to hold it. The minimum is 150. It varies. Sometimes it's 200, sometimes it's 150. It depends on, how the market is transacting their orders. Are they doing it in, like, sometimes the 200 is the norm, right? So I'll adjust that. Up about 5 points here, guys. Here's the 7530. We're starting to trade right below it. Again, this needs to break. Sellers need to really step in. I want to see red profile on the footprint. Getting a little bit of bounce here now. 400 lots sitting at 7534 after that push up. And then they just removed it. Do you copy trade your accounts? Yes, I do. Well, I don't really copy trade it, so I'm trading on my personal, but I have executing on trade C for my Lucid accounts. And I have 5 accounts with them currently. You see what I mean, guys? 7530 bounced, right? That was the level. That was the level that the bears need to break. They couldn't break it currently. Yeah, I double execute. We really need to break this 7530. I think that's going to be our confirmation. All right, guys. If we break this 7530 to 7528, I'm going to try to hold this I'm gonna try to hold it until that 7518 to 7520 target. We're getting a little bit of an acceleration here to the downside, which is a good thing. But again, if we bounce here, that's not gonna look good. Need to see some follow throughs here now. Five points again. Give me 1 second, Nathan. We're in a trade currently, so I'm gonna answer it in a little bit. About 7 points. Hello, bro. Do you only use intraday volume profile? Yes. Regular trading hours, RTH. Bouncing there again. We need this 7530 to now act as a resistance since we're trading right below it. Need sellers to really step in here. Come on, sellers. Let's go. All right, another aggressive seller here at 7528. We need to start pushing down, or else this is gonna be an absorption. Gotta push down here, guys. Sellers, gotta step in. Under control? No. I mean, no. I think once we break that 7528, again, that's my confirmation. I think we can revisit 7520 to 7517. That could be your area where you can take profits there, because we're up about 10 points here, guys, right? There you go, coming down. Let's see. Need to get some acceleration here. Remember, guys, 10 points. That's typically where I start moving my stop loss, from 7 to 10 points and start taking profits. So adjust your plan accordingly, whether you want to start removing risk, start scaling out, whatever the case may be. But just know that the trade is green, right? If you took the previous trade, right, the losing trade, this trade should put you to break even. If not, maybe slightly green. I might scale. I might take this. I might remove this if we break back above 7528. I want us to stay below 7528 now. Move my stop loss to break even. If 7528 breaks, I'm gonna exit out. So we're seeing some sellers there at 7528. Breaking above, watching the 7530. Should exit out at 7528. Still bearish though. I'm still seeing a lot of sellers coming in. There you go. That's a really nice rejection there. So that's your break and retest of 7530. Now we just need to see another follow through. Let's see another low here. I like how that 7530 is being defended currently. We have about 7 minutes left until this hourly candle closes. typically we'll see some volatility. I need one more push, guys. Need one more push here to the downside, and I'll look to get out. Here we go. Break the 7525. Up 10 points again, guys. Come on, sellers. There you go. Aggressive sellers at 7524 need to push some more. You got to get active here. I don't want to see a double bottom here, guys. I do not want to see a double bottom here. Got to push through. Let's go to 7520. Another seller there coming in. Red profile. I like that, right? I like to see red profile here. That means sellers are still active. You see the footprint here. There you go. Let's go. This is where it's going to get active, guys. We're up about 13 points. 15 points. 7520 is here. I'm out. From 7535 short to 7522. About 13 points. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. How'd you guys do? I think this got room. Again, where I'm interested in buying is 75110 to 7515. How'd you guys do? Are you guys good? Are you guys green? Are you guys red? Was the walkthrough of the trade clear? Was it confusing? Did you understand it? Did you understand why I held? Do you understand why the first trade that we took was a loss and why I took the trade? Always, try to understand why I'm getting into the trade and why I'm exiting out. Yeah, we'll do a recap. It's going to be posted on X. Yep, it's going to be posted on X. All right, what was your question earlier, Nathan? Sorry, I had to focus up. What was this? Let's see. What would your advice be for passing props? What would your advice be for passing props? It's a marathon, not a sprint. Don't try to pass the accounts quickly, right? Oversizing and just the mentality of, oh, I got to pass this account, to get into the funded stage. And thinking about it in a monetary way, right? Think of it as a process. Like, just follow your process, follow your rules, follow your setups, right? And just take it slow. Take it slow. Don't rush into things. Don't rush into passing the account. Just make sure you're following your system. Thanks, JP. Appreciate it. Watching how you operate as I'm new to order flow, but your walkthroughs of how you view price is valuable. Better than most I've seen in the stream. Appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. That's what I'm trying to do. What do I use to journal? TradeZella, but there are free journals out there that you can use. Here's your final target here at 7517. Again, guys, where are we bullish? Inside this zone. Okay? Going forward, right? If I end it, I'm probably gonna end the stream soon here. But this is your area of interest for a potential long. How did you find the imbalance above Jabri? I think I showed it, right? I showed it on the heat map and then on the footprint as well. I showed it before I entered the trade. So let's walk through it again. I mean, now you can't really see it now that because of the heat map. But here's the heat map, right? We saw this 7540 to 7542, right? We saw these buyers coming in, right, and then got rejected. And as soon as they got rejected, there was a passive seller that came in at 7540, as you can see here. Good thing it's still printing. Right, that to me was bearish. So we entered on the retest of this, of this trap. Well, there was a trap buyer here, and then there was another trap buyer here. So we entered at the retest of that 7535. We got in, right, and then we saw those sellers coming in. So our key area for or the confirmation for this trade was that 7528, 7530. Where did I get this 7530, 7528? Remember our first initial short, right? It was based off of that. So I was using that since it was an important level for me. I was using that for the confirmation. I said if we trade back below it, look for an acceleration to the downside, targeting first that 7517. As you can see, a target was hit, right, with the final target at 7510 to 7515. So it was based off of that trap buyer at that 7540. Why did I exit early? Well, so typically my rule is 7 to 10 points, right, Roshan? Uh, I tend to like if I had runners, right? Let's say if I grabbed 5 contracts, 5 micros, then I would have left some runners. But usually, based on my data, right, like 4 or 5 years of data, whenever I get to 7 to 10 points, right, and if I don't exit, usually the trade will reverse on me and typically hit my break even stop. So I'm using my data, right, based on my data, that at 7 to 10 points I should be taking profit. But if I see the price action, as you can see here, I kind of held it. But then once I start seeing price kind of reverse back, like I just exited out, because just knowing that there's a chance or there's a high probability that it's going to reverse back into my original entry point. So it's just based on my data. Nathan said, "Thank you so much for the stream, Dad Trade. I'm learning so much. Appreciate it, man. Love to see it. If you guys want, just share the stream to your friends, to whoever. If you guys are on X, try to repost it, like the stream, like the post that I do. Let's try to grow this community." All right, everyone. Sounds good. So we're finding support at that overnight high, right? This is your overnight high here, as you can see. We're really not. We don't want to test it. This to me is just indicating that it's a very strong, bullish price action. I would really like it to get swept. because there's some low vol. I mean, this is a low volume node, right? And there's actually zero prints, meaning like there's, I think it was like 712 level. You can see it on the DOM, right? Default market, where price did not transact. So I would like that to get filled. Appreciate it, Pranav. Sounds good, guys. Everyone's good. I think I might head out here soon. Again, if you guys haven't done so, make sure you guys subscribe, like the stream. Since we have 21 likes, we are gonna stream again tomorrow morning. Make sure you guys join in at 9:15 a.m. Eastern time. This is where I go over, you know, the important levels, the area of interest ahead of time, so you guys understand what I'm looking at and not just kind of blindly following the trades, because that's not what I'm trying to do here. I want you guys to have your own thesis, right, when executing the trade. I want you guys to understand why I'm entering or exiting the trade, or why I have this zone red, right, and this zone blue, or why I have this area marked. Like, try to learn from it. Don't be a sheep. All right, do not be a sheep. All right. With that being said, I'm out of here. You guys have a good one. Stay safe, and I'll see you guys back here tomorrow morning at 9:15 Eastern Time. Sharp. All right. Have a good one, guys. Peace.